Flowers while you're living, flowers while you're living, flowers while you're living, flowers while you're living, living, flowers while you're living, flowers while you're living, flowers while you're living, 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 living. You don't need to wait till you're underground. You need to receive them here and now. Flowers while you're living, flowers while you're living, flowers. Hello and welcome to Flowers While You're Living. I'm your host, Cheryl Thomas, and today we have a special guest. But before we get started, I want you to hear her bio.
Dr. LaTonya Branham has a passion for educating and helping others. An experienced higher education professional, Dr. Branham has served at private and public institutions, including DePauw University, Central State University, and Sinclair Community College. Most recently, she has served as a Dean of Academic Services, University Registrar with the rank of Adjunct Professor. Dr. Branham's credentials include a Bachelor of Science in Organizational Management from Wilberforce University. She also has obtained 2 master's degrees and a PhD in Leadership and Change from Antioch University, Midwest. Her doctoral research focused on adult learners in higher education and the impact of met and unmet needs. She has also received certificates in Women in Education Leadership and Higher Education Teaching and Learning from Harvard University. Dr. Branham is author of the following works: Culture Seek, Connecting to African and African American History, 2006 and 2009, Spirit Seek, 2007, and The Academic Prayer, 2013. She is a contributing writer to Chicken Soup for the Soul, Devotional Stories for Women, 2009, Here Comes the Bride, 2012, Think Positive, Live Happy, 2019, Total Woman, A Holistic Approach to Life Balance, Wellness Relationships, Self-Confidence, Business, 2019, and Make Peace with Your Core. Dr. Branham is the founder and CEO of Reader to Leader Foundation and LMB Success Partners. As one of 3 co-founders of the Dayton Book Expo held between 2010 and 2019, she received a Trailblazer Excellence in Arts Advocacy Award for her contributions to the area of literacy in 2017. Dr. Branham's favorite mottos are to educate and elevate, and living is belonging.
That was a beautiful bio, and welcome Dr. LaTonya Branham PHD.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's a mouthful, so hey, it's well deserved.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So thank you. Okay, what I want to find out is now you're a consultant, a coach, and an author. How do you take time to do all that? And you're a wife.
Yes, absolutely. Be 36 years in June.
Wow,
This month, I should
36
say.
years, okay, all
Yes.
right.
So in terms of those different hats, they come at different times. I work with people for whatever their coaching needs are. And so I develop L&B Success Partners so that I can help engage either in your higher ed experience, education period, if you're a business owner, in terms of leadership, or if you need to help yourself just internally, you know, your life skills, your life development, you know, to get over things. And so certain people ask me a lot of questions, and so I said I need to wrap this in a business and give myself out, balance myself, because I've always worked in higher ed full-time, but I do take time to carve time for people and their needs, and so that's what the coaching is all about.
Okay, so you're really dedicated to your clients and you try to help them as much as possible on how to get through life,
Yes.
their education, and different things like that. You try to make it a little smooth for a person.
Yes, if smooth is an appropriate word, you know, we're just coming off of this pandemic season, and even prior to that when I was coaching, just things happen unexpectedly, and you get caught up in getting stuck and don't know what to do. And so it helps to have an accountability partner. That's a part of the coaching experience, is helping people. I don't do the work. I help them find what's best for them and help them keep on track, you know, so that you can get to that point of being unstuck and being more productive and ultimately being successful at what you want to do.
Okay. So when you're helping people, you don't judge, you know, you sit down and talk to them about whatever it is they need, and you're just trying to help them get along with the process.
Absolutely. You know, judging is not a prescription for the cure. And so, of course, we all have our own opinions about what we like and what we don't like. But if someone lends you their space to say, help me, judging is not going to be a part of that process. It doesn't help. People judge their own selves.
Right.
You know, that's a
That's
part
true.
of helping them
Yeah.
to get rid of self-judgment. And so I don't need to pour salt in that wound by adding my own judgment. Like I said, we agree and disagree on whatever certain things are in life, but if you're really going to help somebody, you pull in that integrity and say, this is how I want to help you. Let's move forward.
Okay, okay. Now you have a coaching theme. You want to talk about that?
Well, a part of it, I have a lot of themes that are
Yeah,
my favorite.
okay.
And so, you know, a part of living is belonging, comes from this whole cancel culture and from people historically who just don't want certain people to be here. And so you have to help people understand your value, and you help them understand one another's value. It is, as much as we try to fight against one another, to me it's God's intention that we're an integrated society. And so if I am born, that means God intended for me to be here.
Right.
Now, if I get off into a bad path, then I need to be corrected. But most people, I think, are on a more kinder path. It's just that their, you know, contributions don't get elevated. You hear more of the angry voice than you do of the positive voice. And so I tried to reinforce that living is belonging so that people understand that I have a right to be here, and it's my duty to do
Right.
well by myself and by you.
Correct, correct. Okay. Okay, well, let's go to one of your books. And I looked at this one online and I said, oh, this is interesting. At first I thought that your books were stories, you know, just telling a story, but it's about, this one book is about success and things that you can do. And it's called The Academic Prayer.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
and that was beautiful. Can you talk about that one?
Absolutely. The academic prayer was born by me sitting at a desk, having students come to my office in tears because things are not going well. And, you know, you give the professional advice. And inside me, I wanted to offer prayer or offer some spiritual guidance for them, but I was in a location that was not my job to do. And so I said, I'm not going to lose what I feel inside, so I'm going to put it in writing. And so I came up with the academic prayer to talk about the challenges that students face in higher ed and how to overcome them through their own personal actions and through prayer. And so it has helped for many years. That one came out in 2013. It's still one of my best sellers. Right now, this is graduation season.
Right.
So people buy it and, you know, give it away as gifts to graduating seniors or for those who are already in college who could use, you know, some time to just step away and say, where am I going wrong, Lord, help me. And that's what the academic prayer is all about.
And it's not just for college students or anything like that. It hey, it's for anybody that's got a job or trying to prepare for a job or just in life in general. That there's a good book to read.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can take a lot of things that you read and apply it to the appropriate place in your life.
Right, exactly.
And so, yeah, it was born out of the need for college students, but high school students read it, and people, like you said, for professional reasons may read it. Just to help you, especially when you deal with areas of diversity or expectations, like I talk about expectations of a professor, but if you apply it to your business life, it might be expectations of your supervisor,
Okay.
And how you can connect and make things better in that relationship.
And that would also be good in, I'm going to say, in life in general. You might have some kids, your grandkids, and this is something you should start instilling in them as well, to kind of help them get along.
Absolutely, absolutely. We do have parents that like to read young people's books just to
Okay.
help build the partnership or the relationship that they have with younger people. And just because a book says it's for adults or it's for teens, it doesn't mean you can't read it.
Right.
It's about how can I learn something about this particular generation and apply it.
Yeah, okay. And then you have another book that's called Spirit Seek.
Yes.
And that's an interesting book too. You want to talk about that one?
Sure. Spirit Seek is a great interactive book. It is a compilation of scriptures, devotional messages, and there's an activity. I did the same thing with Culture Seek, where you can read and search through the scriptures, and I've underlined certain words that you can find in a search puzzle. And so it becomes this way to retain, a devotional and a scripture at the same time, and then make it an activity as well. So, sometimes we remember things better when we're doing something
Right.
and
Well,
writing
that's
with
true.
it.
Right.
And
right.
so, and some people may not want to read the devotion part. They just might want to find the word from the scripture.
Okay.
And so, I've had people buy it for senior citizens because it says it's brain stimulating.
Okay.
To do word puzzles. And so I got a lot of therapeutic feelings out of writing that book, just because it is scripture based.
Okay.
And it helps, and it takes you through, if I focus on love or peace or togetherness, those key words and the scriptures associated with those words, then it kind of reinforces what they really mean from, God's perspective.
Okay, yeah, and it might bring back memories to older people that have been to Bible study and been in church and listened to the Word, and
Yes.
it might trigger some of those key things right there. Might make them want to put the Bible back out and look at it.
That's right. And it's interesting you mentioned that, because it can be used as a supplemental text for Bible study, because it's loaded with scripture. It also has, of course, my devotional message, but it's an activity, say, for vacation Bible school, something like that, when you want to have activities done. It serves many purposes,
Okay.
but it keeps you connected to the Word.
Right, exactly. Now I'm going to talk about this. You and your husband, you've been married for how long?
36 years on June 20th.
Okay, well, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Okay. And I know you from our church,
Yes.
and you and your husband would do a lot of things down there at the church, and I applaud you for that. Thank you so much, because you all worked with the children.
Yes.
And everybody knows your husband is Mr. B.
That's right.
And I'm pretty sure they call you Mrs. B.
Yes.
So what things did you do down there and other places as well? Because I know you wasn't just at Mount Enon doing things.
Right. My husband was the founder of the community outreach, which is called First Fruits at Mount Enon. Now, when the pandemic started, I should say, that part of it ended, but that was back in 2008. when First Fruits Community Outreach started, and there was a great team of volunteers who would cook food, supplies, get supplies for the West Dayton community,
Right.
and provide meals. And over the years, thousands of people
Right.
received benefits from First Fruits and the Mount Enum family. And so we enjoyed serving the community in that respect. And it grew beyond West Dayton, because as people began to hear about it, people would come from everywhere.
Right.
If they could find the transportation to come and get a free meal, or come and get some clothing, or come and get, I help people get birth certificates.
Okay.
It became more personal services. And so it serves the community, and it's pleasing to be able to do that. Now, my husband is one who will find a problem and pull people together and try to fix it. So we've worked together on projects like Greencastle Community Cleanup. He was cleaning the community in the West Dayton area. There were volunteers from the one of the schools, Dayton Job Corps, where the volunteers from the students would come and help my husband clean up the West Dayton community. And so he has been recognized by many organizations for his outreach to the community, and I support him, of course. He is one of my biggest advocates of my books.
Okay.
So, we support one another, but, helping the community is important to both of us. And
Exactly.
it's something we will always do.
Exactly. Okay, so tell me, what do you have planned for the upcoming future? Like, are you going to write more books?
Sure.
Do you have places you need to go to accept awards and things? Because I've seen you on Facebook, and you've gotten this award and that award. What's going on?
Well, awards are up to other people who recognize your work. I don't seek them. They just kind of, if they happen, they happen. I don't worry about it. I just do what God leads me to do.
Right.
But I am in the process of writing a book about Black women and their leadership styles, historical Black women. And so leadership and change was, of course, my doctoral studies, and I learned about a lot of theories and a lot of people and just ways of doing things, but that led me to want to write a book about Black women and leadership. We are seeing a lot of our current day contemporary Black women take lead in a lot of different ways, but we stand upon the shoulders of great Black women, and so I want to write a book that takes a look at their style, and bring it forth in writing, and that'll be my next book. And there are other books, both fiction and nonfiction, that I have. When I get an idea about a story, I'll write it down and stick it in the Bible and say, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. And so, but yeah, there are new books on the horizon.
Okay, now do you maybe help people with, say they have an idea, they have a book they'd like to write or something like that? Do you help people like that?
Absolutely. That's a part of the coaching experience, or even just random pass by, somebody will say, Dr. Branham or Mrs. B or something, and I'm thinking about writing a book. What do you think I should do? And so I don't mind giving informal advice, but there are people who work with me as a writing coach to help them write their book, or they want recommendations for getting published, because there's a difference. You can write all day long,
Right.
but then it's time to get published, and that's a different world. And so a lot of people don't know the business part of their talent, and so, or their writing, I should say. And so, of course, I do help people with their aspirations as an author.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting. Your life is interesting, for all the things, like I say, that you do, and with your degrees and stuff, you've been in school for forever.
I am a lifelong learner, unapologetic lifelong learner. Of course, starting school for my own personal self, and you mentioned in the bio that I've worked at DePauw, at Central State, Sinclair Community College, which was the first. That was my first full-time job at Sinclair Community College. And so it's a journey. I love the environment. I love campus life, and I like to see students who want to invest their time. A lot of people say, well, a degree is not required you know, you don't need to have a degree for everything. Of course you don't have to. But for those who elect to invest their time, they deserve the best. And so if I'm there and I can help them achieve the optimum experience, then that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, okay. Kudos you for that, you know,
Thank
because
you.
it takes a strong person to be able to do that. And some people, you know, you look at them and, like you say, you don't judge, but some people do. And it's kind of like, oh, they're going to fail. They're not going to accomplish this. But you keep pushing and you know, try to help them along.
Yes, yes, because we need help. Every day we get up. It's not, even though we're giving the breath of life to keep going, sometimes we need a nudge in different areas. And so I'm the one who is willing to give a nudge to help you become a better you.
Okay, okay. Well, we're just about out of time, and I want to thank you so much for being here, and you're welcome to come back anytime, especially when you get that other book written.
Absolutely.
And even before that, you know, to kind of keep us up on, you know, the different things that you're doing. But also, this show is called Flowers While You're Living.
Okay. Beautiful.
And the reason for that is we don't want to wait until you pass away to give you your flowers. So what I want to do is give you these flowers.
Oh, wow. That was so sweet. Thank
and
you.
to let you know that we love you, and you know,
Thank you.
hope you, like I say, hope you come back again.
I will. I will. I'm very pleased and very honored to be a part of your show. This is beautiful.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And before we leave, I want to leave you with this message. Don't pray on the problem, pray on the solution. Thank you.